Hello, welcome to this talk on anxiety. So I really wanted to take this topic because Zen 57 was created with anxiety in mind and understanding how to help you lower and understand your anxiety and be able to control it utilizing a physical platform, right? So there is a lot of knowledge out there that speaks about clinical anxiety. There's physicians, there's books, and that's one form of anxiety. What I'm talking about is kind of like chronic physical pain, right? When you have chronic pain and you're trying to get rid of chronic pain, it's a small bit of pain that always exists that bothers you, right? Daily anxiety mentally and physically is the same thing. And oftentimes it presents itself as chronic pain in your physical body, that daily anxiety. So what we want to do is we want to kind of take that word and really pay attention to it in a different context, right? Everybody's trying to get rid of anxiety. I have news for you. From what I've learned in 20 years of meditation and life and training, you can't get rid of anxiety. But what you can do is understand how it operates and works inside you by becoming aware of it, right? And what I've created is a system physically that you can do that allows you on a daily basis to create a frequency needed physically first thing in the morning to be able to heighten your senses to a point where anxiety doesn't have much room to come in and play in, right? And what do I mean by that? Anxiety is rooted from fear. When fear sets in, when anxiety sets in, those are very strong emotions that have very strong mental ties in what's happened in the past that's causing that action to us daily, right? And we often sit there and think about it more and more and more and more and more. Instead of trying to constantly get rid of it, right? What if we learn how to create a frequency where it didn't understand how to operate in itself, right? And what do I mean by that? If you get up every single morning, instead of letting your mind go, grabbing the newspaper, watching the news, jumping on your social media platforms, allowing that to be the first thing you do, you've already given yourself this opening for everything else to come in and take over your daily life, right? So what we want to do is show you how to physically put yourself in a state where mentally you are clear that when that type of day starts, whether it's spouse, kids, life, work, anything that comes in after is dealt with a completely different frequency. And that's what Zen 57 is about. So if we're going to break it down to the nitty gritty, right? What are the physical actions actually that we can take? Like what do we do here, right? What's in it for you? What can you do? Anxiety needs action on a daily basis. When I created Zen 57, it was to train your nervous system, to really create a language between your mind and your body utilizing the nervous system. Now, where does this apply to anxiety, right? Anxiety has to do with your nervous system. It has to do with a uncontrollable factor that you cannot see or understand that causes the nervous system to go haywire. If you physically keep yourself in check and we take on these intentions mentally and take them to our mat physically, that daily action over time, that has a compounding interest of an energy frequency in your mind and your body where things like anxiety and fear really don't know how to operate. You know, if you really want to control your anxiety, welcome it instead of fighting it. You can't fight anxiety. It's going to beat you every single time. What you need to do is create a state, a preventative state on a daily basis based on actions and intentions physically and mentally in order to let anxiety and fear come in and say, hey, come on in. They can't operate in that frequency. Anxiety starts to eradicate when you have that platform being built on a daily basis. And then what happens is this, and that's what we all want to achieve. But that takes daily work, and you need to do the daily work. There's no substitution for it. So if that's something that really, really suits you, try our Zen in 7 and see what 7 days of training will do for you. And do that and do the nutrition guide. It's set up exactly as is for you to be able to get a better tune into who you are, how your body works, and really understanding how you can lower your anxiety by daily physical action every single day in anatomical format. Fist to palm, Thank you for watching that video. If you enjoyed this type of content, please be sure to hit subscribe and like, and stay tuned in for all of our weekly content, including live weekly classes that we will be uploading for you. Fist to palm, take a